All right, I want to talk about this real quick. Um, about this incident right here. Now, I've heard rumors that Jillian is supposed to be in that documentary. You know, there's been talks that there's a possibility that he could be in there in the EDP documentary, and it's going to be a lot of negative things about Jillian on how they treated that 15-year-old girl at the time named, what's her name, Kayla, I think. I think that's her name, Kayla. Um, a lot of people at that time was disappointed. A lot of people gave their opinion on the Jillian releasing the video footage, because you guys remember Jillian kept putting it off, saying that he didn't want to release the video footage, and then they put it on some kind of website and started charging people for it because Jillian and them knew the videotape of them busting EDP was a big letdown. So they made money off of that. And some people gave their opinion about it, saying that it was messed up how Jillian and them used Kayla, used her at the time, saying that it was messed up how he did. Now, let me just say this. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Now, here's my own opinion on this, and I'm not trying to defend Jillian, but this is exactly the reason why I do not associate myself with minors in real life or on the internet. This is exactly the reason why I don't have no association with no minors on the internet or real life, because minors can make up bull crap on you. Jillian did not make her do nothing. It ain't like Jillian put a gun to her head and forced her to participate in this silly little sting operation to bust EDP. Okay? Now, some people might sit there and say, well, Jillian used her. Jillian used her. You know, I'm not trying to defend him, but at the same time, he didn't make her participate in it. He didn't make her. I mean, she's old enough. I mean, yes, people can make up excuses for all they want to, saying, but she's only 15 at the time. She didn't know right from wrong. These kids out here is not as stupid as y'all think they are. Stop making up excuses for these kids out here, especially if they're around the age 15 or 16 years old. They know right from wrong. I mean, hell, my parents told me way before I reached my teens, do not talk to strangers. My parents taught me that when I was 7 or 8 years old. My parents didn't have to tell me when I became a teenager, saying like, son, don't go out there talking to strangers, whether it's real life on the internet. I didn't need my parents to tell me that when I was a kid, because my parents taught me that shit when I was 7 or 8 or 9 years old at the time. Don't talk to strangers. I don't know how you parents nowadays is raising y'all kids. I don't get it, man. I just don't get it. I don't know what's wrong with kids nowadays, man. These kids going around talking to strangers on the internet. Like, first of all, if you're an adult, why the hell you even want? Why in the hell do you even want to associate yourself with minors any goddamn way? Whether you trying to get up with them or not, why the hell are you even talking to minors? You know what I'm saying? That's my question. And for all you minors out there, why the hell are you even talking to strangers? So I look at both sides in the wrong. I look both sides in the wrong. You know, if I see, it's no different in real life. No different in real life. If I see some stranger pull up on a minor in a car, and a minor girl, like, let's say for an example, if I seen like a girl that's like 15 or 14 years old, and some guy pull up on her, and she just standing there smiling and everything like that, and all of a sudden she gets in her car. The dude didn't pull no gun on her, no nothing. She was just dumb enough to get in the car. Now my question is, for minors that do that, why in the world would you be stupid enough to get in the car with a stranger? Even if you do know them from the internet or whatever like that, and y'all talking behind the scenes, why would you be stupid enough to get in the car with the stranger? And people say like, oh well, they must have. Man, these kids know what they're doing. All right, I'm just so sick and tired of. I can understand if a 15-year-old girl was walking down the street and two or three guys just got their car and just snatched her and forced her in the car, then that's not her fault. She's trying to run away from a stranger or something like that. That's not her fault. But if she voluntarily gets inside of a stranger's car, that is her fault. And see, Julian should have known better to even associate himself with minors anyway, to use her. You know what I'm saying? He should have known better than that. I mean, yes, he's the adult, but this is why you should never ever associate yourself with minors on the internet, because these kids can make up lies on your ass. They will try to play victim, saying that it was your fault, you brainwashed me, you manipulated me. And you know why these minors do that? Because they know they can get the fuck away with it. They can get away with it. Y'all see, I mean, y'all must don't watch the news enough. Y'all must don't watch the news to see when these stupid school teachers be sleeping with these teenagers, with these minors. Who's got the upper hand here? The minor does. You know why I say that? Let me tell you why these minors got the upper hand on these school teachers. Because number one, the school teacher was stupid enough to sleep in the bed with the minor. So the minor can basically snitch on the school teacher anytime they feel like it. They can make up stories and say, oh, the school teacher forced sex on me. The school teacher raped me. These minors can get away with telling lies on your ass. They can get away with that shit. They can throw you up on the bus. That's how I'm looking at it with the Julian situation. She's feeling like Julian used her and everything like that. But again, it ain't like Julian and them forced you to. They didn't force you to. Kid, you were smart enough to back out of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, I'm only 15 years old. I don't want to participate in grown man stuff. You know what I'm saying? These kids really think they be slick nowadays, man. Like I said, you really can't be like some kids you can feel sorry for, but some of these teenagers, these female teenagers out there, these kids out there, man, like I said, they'll throw you up on the bus if they feel like you played them or something like that. That's why I don't have no association with them. Because these kids will tell a lie on your ass. Oh yeah. He forced me into doing that. Yeah, he forced me to bait EDP and all that stuff like that. Kids can get away with that shit. That's why I say it's not a good idea, especially if you're an adult. This is why I say you should not be associating yourself with minors. If these kids will throw your ass up on the bus and make you look like a freaking villain, whether you're trying to have sexual relationship with them or not, they'll do it. Some of them will do anything they can to try to throw your ass up on the bus. This is why I don't talk to minors. I don't trust minors, especially on the internet. They will do everything they can to try to throw you up on that bus and make you look like you sexual harassed them. Now, EDP, it's written all over his face. He's been busted. You can't take his side on it anyway. You know what I'm saying? You can't take his side because he done it like 5 or 6 or 7, 8 times. So you got to get on his ass and say, EDP, you need to stop that, dude. You're going straight to prison. You're a sick man, dog. Messing with minors like that, trying to hook up with minors. A grown man gonna sit there and follow a minor on the internet. Well, at the end of the day, if you're a grown man, you're a grown woman, what in the world you got in common to try to follow a minor on social media? What is there to talk about with a minor? What is there to talk about? If you're a grown man and you're in your 30s, I don't care. If you're a grown man and you're a grown woman and you like in your 30s and 40s, what in the world do you even have in common with minors out there? What do you have in common with minors? What do you have in common with them? I damn sure don't have nothing in common with minors. What the hell do I even talk to a minor about? What do I talk to him about? What, school? What? For what? They ain't my child. They ain't my responsibility. So why the hell would I want to sit there and talk to a goddamn minor for? Ain't nothing to talk about. You know, it ain't no different on the PlayStation. When I was playing, when was this? When I was on the PlayStation 3 back in the day, you know, when the PS3 first came out, I used to play Grand Theft Auto 4. And I used to be miking up, and I'd be, you know, I had my mic back in the PS3 days, and I'd be hearing kids like around 15 years old say, "Hey, Jack Truth, add me up, Jack Truth, add me up. Can you add me up? Let's be friends." You know, these little young kids be wanting to add me up. I said, "I'm not adding you up. The hell I'm gonna add a little 9 or 10-year-old kid on my friends list for? What the hell? I don't give a damn how good they are in the video game. I'm not adding them. They be bugging me to death. I only add people that's like around my age. I only add people who's like my age range or mature. You know, they got to be around my age or at least adults. But I'm not adding no 12 or 11, 9-year-old child. For what? I'm not gaming with no child. The only child that I'm going to be gaming with is my own children. I'm going to be gaming with my own children. If I had a son and daughter, I would be gaming with them. I'm not gaming with nobody else's child. You know, so yeah, it was messed up what Jillian did. It was messed up what he did and everything like that. And it was a bit let down on what he did and everything like that. But at the same time, y'all shouldn't even try to use her like bait like that. She shouldn't have been used like bait like that. Because now she's upset because she felt like she'd been used and everything like that. So yeah, this is what happens when you associate with yourself with a minor, and these minors don't get what they want out of you. They'll throw your ass up under the bus and make you look like a fucking villain. And that's basically what Kayla's gonna do to Jillian and them in that documentary, which I'm pretty sure she already done did. Yeah, they used me in this and that. They forced me in this. Like, man, y'all gotta stop believing everything that some of these kids be saying, man. That's just why I say don't talk. If you're an adult, don't talk to minors. Jesus Christ, man. These minors can make up shit, man. I stay the hell away from their ass. Like, hey, don't freaking talk to me. I ain't got nothing to say to you. I just be shaking my head at this whole thing right here, man. It's just crazy, man. I don't know what's wrong with you kids nowadays, man. I really don't know. I mean, come on now, y'all 15, some of you kids are like 15 to 16 years old, and you mean to tell me that y'all don't know right from wrong? You mean to tell me that your parents didn't raise y'all not to talk to strangers? I'm not buying that, man. Like, I mean, come on, man. I mean, is you kids that stupid? Is you kids that retarded? I was not like that growing up in my days, and I know I'm not the only one that was like that. Those who came from my generation, man, we was told, man, don't talk to strangers. Don't talk to them, period. I don't know what the hell is wrong with you kids nowadays, man. I mean, you kids are just straight up retarded, man. You kids out there, just straight up retarded talking to strangers out there when you know you ain't got no business talking to them. I don't know what kind of parents y'all have. Y'all have some poor excuse of a parent out there. My son and daughter ain't gonna be talking to no stranger on social media. That ain't gonna happen. And if I catch them, I'll take their internet away from them. I'll take their internet and I'll take their phone away from them too. I'll punish them. I said, I better not catch you on social media talking to some grown man or talking to some weirdo on social media. I better not even catch that. Anyway, that's just my thoughts about the whole thing, guys, man. Like, I'm just shaking my head at this, man, about, you know, they all in the wrong to me. EDP in the wrong, Julian in the, you know, sort of kind of, in the wrong. That little 15-year-old girl, whatever her name, Caitlin, whatever, she in the wrong, too, for even associating herself with these kind of people anyway, getting mixed up with this kind of stuff. Because the reality is nobody forced you to. No one put a gun in your head and forced you to be in a situation like that. Because I just don't understand what's wrong with kids nowadays. Like some of these kids don't have common sense. I can understand if she was like 7 or 8 years old or 6 years old, but come on now. If you're like 15 or 16 years old, you mean to tell me that you still don't have enough common sense as a teenager not to talk to strangers or weirdos? I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that at all. Anyway, y'all, peace.